Hello, Mr. Man. Good to see you back. Yep, you're the first one this time around, that's for sure. Yep, my hours have been increasing since I started those playlists. Right around 10 hours, they keep gaining, so hopefully they'll keep building on that. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the live stream. I'm going to complete this absolute Batman sketch. Thank you. I really appreciate all that support you're giving in a very practical way. It's starting to make a difference already. I haven't checked today, but I did get 3 more subscribers on just my short videos yesterday. That short video of Absolute Superman got 3 subscribers, which was really good for one of my shorts. Good morning, welcome to the GCI live stream. I want to do something with this, with the wings, before I forget. Good morning, everybody. Yes, this is the GCI channel, and our live stream this morning is wrapping up the process and probably adding some color here to the Ultimate Batman. I started a few days ago, doing some final touches, last minute details. I want to do something with these wings. I have an idea of what I'm going to do. John? Any relation to Dick Grayson? Yeah, no, maybe, no. Thanks for joining. Keith. Hopefully we're getting a lot of Batman fans showing up. Alright, I'm going to try some texture with this Batwing. Hello, weirdo. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the GCI live stream. I get my correct angle for getting some line work in this wide open section of the cape. Cape/wings. I want to get some kind of texture webbing going in here. This is just an experiment, see how it's going to work. Yeah, if I go the shorter way, I think the hatching works. For those of you not familiar with Absolute Batman, he's part of the Absolute universe. That's currently one of the runs for the DC's doing. Absolute on all of their characters. So unique things about Absolute Bat that's different than traditional are these spikes. Now these just aren't built into his suit, but they actually come out of his body. I saw one page where attacked him from the back and was putting him in a chokehold, and he popped those spikes out and impaled the guy. So it's a whole different take on Batman. And his bat symbol is not part of a design on his costume. The bat symbol is actually a battle axe. You can see it looks like an axe. And he has a handle that he can attach to it and use for a weapon. Hello, Pat. So, Absolute Batman's a unique take. Like all the Absolute DC characters are a very unique take on the traditional, not what we're used to seeing from DC. Absolute Superman's got issues. He's not as nice as the traditional Superman. Now I'm getting warmed up. Yes, I'll go back a few pages for you guys so you can get an idea of what's been going on. So I've been doing a lot of DC, but I took a break from DC and did this one of Venom, of course. Thank you for showing up, Sideshow. Father Time, yes. And then before him was this kind of a Neil Adams-esque version of Batman. I really like to go back to Neil Adams' artwork for references when I'm drawing, especially Batman. And then this is kind of my take on Heath Ledger's version of Batman. Got a few short videos of that, and then the live stream is uploaded when I drew this initially. Get that menacing look. I have a short just uploaded of this when it hadn't been quite finished, just had the cape done and the arm and the fire, some of the ink. This is the Absolute Superman version. that's just a quick sketch of Batman. There's Wally West. I didn't really finish that one, kind of started on something else. This is Absolute Catwoman. That one turned out pretty good. With a perm, you mean Superman with a perm? This one? Yeah, they give him hair in the Absolute Superman. Here's a Black Flash. That was a request from a subscriber. Just a little, like a cover concept. Joker in the bat. This is one of my favorite brown Wolverines, brown and yellow. Yeah, I slipped a Marvel character in there. Thank you everybody for joining this morning. We're just doing a little review before I get back to my Absolute Batman sketch. Omni-Man. Somebody had asked me if I do Omni-Man or Invincible, so I did one of those. This next one is that's an original GCI character. I created this character in 7th grade for an assignment that we had, making a comic strip. And this was my main character of my comic strip. And then this is one of the Superman that I came up with. What's Omni-Man's power? His powers are about like Superman's. Omni-Man is a Image Comics character, and he's got similar powers to Superman has. There's a Red Hood I didn't finish. It's another take on Absolute Batman. This is a Venom that turned out pretty good. Thank you, Fun Time. I'm thinking about doing I had a request to do Deadpool as the host with Carnage as the symbiote inside, and see what the mixture between Deadpool and Carnage could be. So I'm seriously thinking about doing that. I had a request for Spawn, drawn Spawn before, so that's kind of a beginning rough version of Spawn. And there's another Batman. Here's a Peacemaker, that was a request. I did a Spider-Man, a Punisher. Another Batman. And then this one was fun to do. I did a Bat Zombie, which was pretty fun. And of course, another Superman who's got mixed views. So that's pretty much the gist of this sketchbook. That was a lot of drawn Venom, an up-close profile. You're welcome. I want to show you one more thing that I've been working on. I've been working on this for almost a year. So the name of my channel is GCI, which is Gibson Cover Illustrator. So this is a cover on Bristol board, some of the product they used to use in doing comic book covers. And so Superman, Son of Krypton. Hello, Gable. And I just drawn on this when I first started my channel back up. That was December of last year, so it's almost a year. And so I got a ways to go to finish this off. I've got about 35 these covers. They're 11 by 17. I framed them. They're here in my studio, hanging on a wall. That's how I got started with this drawing, or seriously drawing, was doing these comic covers for myself. Thinking about doing an absolute Batman cover after I get done with that one. But I got a ways to go on it. So I like to do the structure in these wings that for absolute Batman, similar to the structure of the bones in a bat wing. Wow, I would like to see that. That sounds very cool. That's true. There were a lot of left-handed artists. Yep, I love drawing. It's a good therapy for me. Lowers my blood pressure. And the more you put into it, the more better the results you get out of it. That's what I always tell people who are trying to learn how to draw or work on their skills. Just draw something every day, no matter what it is. And if you get stuck not being able to figure something out, get reference. Look at other artists who draw similar to what you want to draw, subject matter. I look at a lot of Jim Lee techniques, especially on inking. Him and David Finch both have videos here on YouTube. I'll refer back to their stuff and then just kind of do it my version of what they do. Thank you everybody for stopping by. Consider giving us a like today, and if you really enjoy it, subscribe, because I do content on here every day, live content. Winter Carnival. Very cool. When I lived in Florida, I did a sidewalk. They had a big sidewalk art festival. And I did a giant drawing of Superman on the sidewalk. And after I got about halfway through it, they said you weren't supposed to do anything that was licensed or copyright. You're supposed to come up with original art. So I didn't win anything. At least I didn't get kicked out. I drew about a 7-foot tall Superman on the sidewalk. Hello, amazing. Right now I'm getting some texture in the fabric portion of the wings. Absolute Batman has a different kind of, not really a cape, but these kind of wing deal. Thank you. I'm glad you like it. Appreciate your comments. It's good to get the input from viewers. And it keeps the algorithm going when you guys get on here and comment and let me know how you, if you like it, if you don't. So YouTube will keep pushing my content out there. Yeah, I was thinking about this drawing yesterday while at work, and I thought about just covering in some of these bigger white areas and getting like a texture look with the cross hatching. I think I like it. I do have some playlists. I think I have 5 of them now. The last one was DC Villains. Maybe when you're doing something else. Right now I have 2,150 some subscribers, so that's good. I appreciate everybody who subscribed, but I'm working on getting more view hours. I get monetized, I can even crank out more content. Maybe someday quit my real job, my boring job. Get darker tones in here. Thank you, Father Time. I really do appreciate that. It helped a lot. I think I've got about 30 regular people to join when I get on here live. It's just I don't have a regular schedule where people can plan on. I gotta start setting aside some specific times, I guess, so people can really track me down. Yeah, I've drawn different characters with these spikes on their shoulders like this. And, yeah, it looks cool and everything, but if you raise your arms over your head, wouldn't you stick yourself through the brain, impale yourself when you raise your shoulders up? All these spikes will come right into the side of your head. But they look cool. I just don't think they'd be very practical for a real costume. So I'm going to do some highlights. This is a Jelly Roll 10 white gel pen. So I can come in and define some of these areas that are black on it a little bit, make them stand out. Let me get some more texture going in this forearm. Now this version of Absolute is purely my style. I've looked at it, the images enough, I know the basic shape, I didn't use any reference. This is just how I would draw it if by some chance DC ever gave me a job or an assignment to draw this character, Absolute Batman. So this would be my take on it. Thank you for watching the GCI live stream today. Taking a few minutes out of your time to check out what I'm doing. I appreciate that. Be sure to give it a like if you're enjoying it, and consider subscribing so you can catch some more of this content. I've been doing really DC heavy artwork. Occasionally I'll slip in a Marvel character, usually on a request. I'm going to do a little cross hatching to bring the bone down on the inside of this bicep. Or if you Vladimir, what's up? Good to see you. Thank you very much. It's starting to come together. I had somebody accuse me the other day, one of my Superman drawings in the short that I had uploaded was AI, and I commented back to him. I'm not sure if that's a compliment or not, but thanks, but it's not AI. All the material on my site I've drawn myself. A few posts AI to make my logo and things, but other than that, all the artwork you hear is GCI, not AI. Thank you. That's really what I've been focused on all October, which they call Inktober, where people are doing a lot of ink drawings with the ink work. I watched the Jim Lee video, like I was saying a little earlier, where he was inking a character from Star Wars, it was. Just really focused on some of his techniques. And it did help give me some new ideas, new approaches. Some of these areas just kind of get some hatch marks, some hatching, just so it's not a flat white surface. Make it a little interesting. All right, I think I'm going to add some color to this. I found the cheap set, water or alcohol-based markers at a dollar store. I go through them fast, especially when I'm drawing every day. So I think I'll get a suit grayed out. These are really good for illustrations. There's none of that streak you have with Sharpies. They blend really well. The only thing with these is you have to start with the light color tones and add because once you have the dark down, there's no going back. You can't lighten it up at all. But once you learn that, it's pretty easy to work with. A lot better than your regular markers. Slowly it blends a little better. Just kind of fill it in muscle by muscle. Hello Mike, 67, man, I'm not sure who that is, but I could check into it. Thank you everybody for taking a few minutes to watch the live stream today. consider please giving it a like and even subscribing possibly. So on this arm, I sketched in a tear in his suit, so that'll be, I'll fill that in with a little, very little skin tone, but maybe some red, make it look like a wound, and the same on the shoulder. A little battle worn, battle torn. We got 30 minutes. Just adding some gray tones. I'm trying to keep this pretty much looking like in honor of Inktober. Just the grays and the blacks, black tone. I like the black and white versions of like some of the Batman storylines where they're just inked drawings. I think that's a cool look. Well, thank you everybody for their comments, everybody who stopped in, and the likes, the building. I really appreciate that, the participation. Consider subscribing if you're enjoying the content so far. And be sure and check out the playlist that I've got. You can go with the broader tip more evenly. Oh yeah, this one's going to look good. The cross hatching through this gray on that bicep. Almost has that black and white movie look to it. Yeah, it would be awesome to be able to draw for living, but maybe someday. Yeah, this is, hey, remember? Thank you. Yep, we got Absolute Batman going here. Starting to come together. Little by little. And darken this cowl a little bit with just black because Absolute Batman is packing the shading to it, or coloration. I know what I'll do. The Sharpie is a little bit different, a flatter black or shinier black. Bring down that blackness in the over the forehead. Yeah, that's what we're going for. Sharpen up that nose with a smaller Sharpie. Now, a little skin tone on the face that's showing. Give us a basic skin tone, and then come in with some shadowing with the darker tone. And gray out the beard a little bit. 3 a.m. shadow going. This one, no, this is just basically absolute Batman. That I know the details and the design of the absolute Batman, and I just kind of did this in my own style, the way I like to draw Batman. I'll check out that reference. I was thinking. Doing a different tone of gray for the webbing of his. Yeah, that might actually work. Yeah, let me check that out. I've got 3 devices going. One I'm filming with, 2 iPads I'm monitoring my channel with. Danzig. Oh yeah. It's a very similar design with those wings. Huh. Yep, I see what you mean. That's cool. Thank you everybody for taking a few minutes to stop by my live this morning. Wrapping up a absolute Batman. A lot of ink work on it in honor of Inktober. Now I'm getting color in. I can see where I need to add some bolder, thicker black lines on some of it. This will kind of make the torso separate from the wing behind him. Yeah, thanks for that. Remember, tell me about that reference. That's really interesting. Yeah, whoever designed this absolute Batman might have got inspiration from that. I'm going to finish getting some of this color. I'm going to thicken some of the lines, especially in this arm. crosshatch marks in that tip of the wing. Yeah, cool. I can see how this drawing made you think of that. Where was it? Oh yeah, I wanted to do a little cross-hatching in here. Yeah, with inking, you could actually just keep going forever. You just have to get to a point where you say, done. When I'm enjoying the process, getting the details in, blacking out the tips of these wings a little bit. It's darker line work down there, maybe a little bit up here. Yeah, consider giving it a like, everybody, if you're enjoying this. Okay. I wonder how this one's doing. There we go. It's drying up in the trash. It's a 5, that's a 1 and a 4. See how this one's doing. It's that 10. There, this one's getting it closer to where I wanted it. Really appreciate the input from you guys when you get on here and bring up different characters or different references or influences. These characters are pretty big on the page, so I need a bolder outline, I think. So that line work's getting lost in the color. I have to decide what color I'm going to do the emblem, the hatchet on his chest. Let me see. I wonder what this would look like. If it has enough juice left in it. I might have to come back if I finish it with this super dark gray. It's a warm gray 9, which until it dries, it comes out looking black when you first put it on. I think I could come back over it with some white highlights with the gel pen and make it look pretty authentic and make it look like it belongs with the rest of the drawing. some white highlights from the gel pen. Kind of losing our definition on the outline of this. Using the same tone I use for the battle axe. And darkening the tones in the wing a little bit. Kind of like it. I gotta get some flesh tone in those tears. Thanks for everybody who's hanging in there with me. I know it gets kind of boring at this stage. Basically, you're watching a grown man color in this handmade coloring book. But I get to the stage and I cannot stop until I'm done. I like that the good old traditional yellow utility belt. And that's nicely muted by the inking process. Hello, thank you for joining the G an absolute Batman sketch. Did a lot of inking process, filled it in honor of Inktoberfest. Now I'm making this axe head, which looks like he uses for the bat symbol, just making it pop out a little bit. Some white highlights. Little rim light in there, not bad. See how it looks on the, yeah, looks pretty good. Thank you, Bruce.